According to FIFA, the International Governing Board of Soccer, in 2007, 265 million people around the world were playing soccer. Today, that number is still on the rise, and the new estimate is over 300 million people. And yet, all soccer is not the same. For one, it is only Americans who call the game soccer. The rest of the world prefers the term football. The game is influenced by where it is played, whether it be the national stadium or the local park. All soccer may look different, but at the end of the day, the core value remains the same: teamwork. This story looks at differences between two styles of the game to be found in the local Denver area. Specifically, I will compare the differences and similarities in the traditional style of soccer with the street-style sibling called futsal. Traditional soccer is the game we are probably most familiar with. This is the game we see on ESPN or in the major leagues like the MLS or the English Premier League. Street soccer or futsal isn't as widely shown as the game lends itself to a smaller pickup style contest. The large stadiums of the English leagues are made for TV, whereas the small courts of the street soccer leagues are made for the players. These large stadiums host fields, or pitches, that are 120 yards long and 75 yards wide. Compare this to the standard futsal pitch, which is 45 yards long and 25 yards wide. The larger field for soccer allows for more room to move and work the ball, allowing for longer through passes, which force the defense to adjust their depth. The wideness of the pitch also makes it easier to move onto the ball and hold onto the ball, allowing more room for passing to teammates. This means that the futsal game, in comparison, places more emphasis on speed and agility. As there are fewer opportunities to pass on a smaller field, players need to do more with the ball on their own. The size of the pitch also means a different number of players that can be on the field at the same time. In traditional soccer, 11 players from each team may play, but in futsal, only 5 can be on the field together. This makes the game quicker, as with less defensive players, the offensive players have more open and even opportunities. The other difference in terms of players is the number of subs that are allowed per game. In a traditional soccer game, each team is allowed 3 subs, but in futsal, there are unlimited substitutions. Even with some differences in the way the game is played, this does not change the fact that the game is still soccer. A game which asks players to think on their feet, share with teammates, and at the end of the day, cooperate to score goals. Futsal is played around the world wherever the game of soccer is played. It is even the style of play used by the Homeless World Cup each year. Futsal is appealing because it can be played in the street or an alley behind a building. The game fits to where it can be played, making soccer both adaptable and accessible. Futsal is also being played here in Denver. In the summer of 2012, the Holiday Area Redevelopment Project, or HARP, partnered with local foundations community members to construct the Holly Peace Park. If you visit today, you'll see 2 basketball courts, then behind those, a futsal court. A court where you can see children passing and scoring all day. For more information on other stories about soccer, or to learn more about how to get involved in soccer programs in the Denver metro area, visit Floodlight or follow one of the following organizations below.